Welcome back to Conversion Bible, your one-stop shop for all things Shopify conversion optimization. And a huge thanks to Growth Suite for powering this episode. You know, Growth Suite helps you run those smart discount campaigns that can really make a difference, and you can test it out for free on your Shopify store. Just head over to the Shopify App Store and give it a whirl. Okay, so today we're diving into the deep end of customer journey mapping, and we're going beyond the basics. We're talking about actionable strategies that you can implement right now to transform how customers experience your Shopify store.
What's fascinating about this topic is that it really forces us to think beyond just getting that initial sale. It's about understanding the entire customer lifecycle from the moment they first hear about your brand to the moment they become loyal advocates.
And let's be real, as Shopify store owners, we're all obsessed with conversions, right? But it's not just about getting those one-time buyers. It's about creating experiences that keep customers coming back for more. That's where customer journey mapping comes in.
Exactly. The article we're looking at, the Shopify Customer Journey Map, a framework for conversion optimization, really emphasizes that it's not just a one-time exercise. It's an ongoing process of listening to your customers, understanding their needs, and constantly adapting to create those seamless, enjoyable experiences that drive loyalty.
It's like building a roadmap for your customers, but it's a living, breathing roadmap that evolves as your business and your customers' needs change.
And think about it this way. You wouldn't launch a new product without a solid marketing plan, right? Well, your customer journey map is like the marketing plan for your entire customer experience.
That's a great analogy. So let's break this down. Why is customer journey mapping so crucial for Shopify stores in particular?
Well, think about the challenges we face as Shopify merchants. We're competing with millions of other stores, we're dealing with constantly evolving customer expectations, and we're trying to build those lasting relationships in a digital landscape that can feel pretty impersonal.
Yeah, it's tough to stand out in the crowd, especially when we're all vying for the same customer's attention.
That's where customer journey mapping gives you that competitive edge. By understanding how customers interact with your store, identifying those pain points that might be driving them away, and crafting those moments of delight that turn them into raving fans, you're creating a shopping experience that sets you apart.
So it's not just about throwing up a bunch of product photos and hoping for the best. It's about strategically designing that entire journey from start to finish.
Precisely. And the data backs this up. The article cites some pretty compelling statistics, like the fact that 70% of purchasing decisions are based on how customers feel they're being treated.
That makes sense. We've all had those experiences where we're willing to pay a bit more for great customer service or that feeling of being truly understood by a brand.
Exactly. And brands that prioritize a superior customer experience bring in 5.7 times more revenue than those that don't.
Okay, I'm officially sold on a why. But let's get practical. Where do we even start? This all sounds a bit overwhelming.
Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. The article breaks it down into a very manageable 5-step process, and it starts with understanding the 5 core stages of the customer journey. Now, you're probably familiar with the basic funnel, right? Awareness, consideration, decision, action.
Yeah, that's pretty standard marketing 101.
Right. But customer journey mapping goes deeper than that. It expands that funnel to include the post-purchase experience, which is so crucial for building loyalty. So we have awareness, consideration, acquisition, service, and loyalty.
So it's not just about getting them to buy. It's about what happens after the sale that really matters.
Exactly. Now let's take a closer look at each of these stages because the article provides some really interesting insights into the customer's mindset and behavior at each point in the journey.
All right, let's dive in. Starting with awareness. This is all about getting your brand out there, right? Making those first impressions.
Right. Think of it as that initial spark, that moment when a potential customer first encounters your brand. It could be through a social media post, a Google search, an ad, a blog article, even a word of mouth recommendation.
So it's all about being in the right place at the right time with the right message.
Exactly. And at this stage, customers are curious, but also skeptical. They're being bombarded with information, so you need to stand out and capture their attention quickly.
So what are some strategies that really work at this stage?
Well, the article emphasizes the importance of understanding your target audience. Who are you trying to reach? What are their pain points? What are their interests?
Because if you don't know who you're talking to, you're just shouting into the void.
Right. And once you have a clear understanding of your ideal customer, you can start crafting those targeted messages that resonate with them. Think about the platforms they're using, the content they're consuming, the language they're speaking.
So it's not just about being everywhere. It's about being strategic with where you choose to show up and how you present yourself.
Exactly. Now, the article also talks about the importance of speed and visual appeal at this stage. Customers are impatient and they're making snap judgments.
Yeah, if your website takes forever to load or your images are blurry, you've lost them.
Right. So think about optimizing your website for speed, using high-quality visuals, and creating content that is easily digestible and visually appealing.
All right, so we've captured their attention. We've made a good first impression. Now, how do we move them into that consideration stage?
This is where things start to get interesting, because now customers are actively evaluating their options. They're comparing your products to your competitors, they're reading reviews, they're digging deeper into those product descriptions.
So they're not just window shopping anymore. They're starting to get serious.
Exactly. And at this stage, they're looking for trust and reassurance. They want to know that they can rely on your brand, that your products are high quality, and that you're going to deliver on your promises.
So how do we build that trust? What are those key elements that really matter at this stage?
The article highlights a few really important strategies. First, transparency is key. Customers want to feel like they have all the information they need to make an informed decision.
So that means clear, detailed product descriptions, high-quality images that show off every angle, maybe even videos that demonstrate how to use the product.
Exactly. And don't forget about those trust badges, those little symbols that show you're a legitimate business, that you're taking security seriously, that you offer a money-back guarantee.
It's like those little seals of approval that give customers that extra peace of mind.
Right. And authentic customer reviews are absolutely crucial at this stage. People trust other people, especially when it comes to online purchases. So make sure you're actively encouraging your happy customers to leave reviews, and don't be afraid to showcase both the positive and the negative.
Because a few negative reviews can actually add credibility. It shows that you're not hiding anything.
Exactly. And finally, addressing those common concerns head-on can really build trust. What are the questions that customers are asking? What are the hesitations they might have? Create content that answers those questions, address those objections, and put their minds at ease.
So it's about being proactive and anticipating those concerns. It's like you're reading their minds and saying, hey, I know you might be thinking this, but here's why you don't have to worry.
Exactly. And by doing all of this, you're not just building trust, you're also setting the stage for the next crucial stage, acquisition.
All right, so we've got them hooked. They're considering their options. They're starting to trust us. Now, how do we actually get them to convert?
This is where all our hard work pays off, but it's also where things can go wrong if we're not careful. The acquisition stage is all about making that purchase process as smooth and seamless as possible.
So this is where we talk about the checkout process, right? Because I think we've all experienced those moments where we're ready to buy, but then we get hit with a clunky checkout experience and we're like, nope, never mind.
Exactly. Cart abandonment is a huge issue for Shopify stores, and a lot of it comes down to a poorly designed checkout process. The article provides some really specific tips for optimizing this stage, and it all comes down to removing those barriers, those little points of friction that might cause customers to hesitate.
So what are some of those barriers we need to be aware of?
Well, first, complexity. No one wants to fill out a million form fields or jump through hoops to complete a purchase. So streamline that checkout process. Make it as simple and intuitive as possible.
Think one-page checkout, guest checkout options, maybe even autofilling some of those fields based on their previous purchases.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of progress indicators. Customers want to know where they are in the process, how many steps are left. It gives them a sense of control and reassurance.
It's like those little breadcrumbs that lead them through the forest and prevent them from getting lost.
Right. And speaking of reassurance, address those anxieties that customers might have at this stage. Display those security badges prominently, reassure them about your return policy, and make sure your customer service contact information is easy to find.
Because at this point, they're handing over their hard-earned money, so they need to feel like they're in good hands.
Exactly. And don't forget about those abandoned carts. It's heartbreaking to see those potential sales slip away, so set up those timely abandoned cart emails.
Those can be really effective, especially if you offer a little incentive, like a discount code or free shipping.
Right. It's a gentle nudge that can make all the difference. Now, once the customer has completed the purchase, the journey doesn't end there. In fact, that's just the beginning of the next crucial stage, service.
This is where we get to really wow them.
Right.
Go above and beyond those expectations.
Exactly. The service stage is all about exceeding those expectations and creating those positive emotional experiences that build loyalty. Think prompt order confirmations, proactive shipping updates, even a little surprise gift or a personalized note.
It's those little touches that make customers feel valued and appreciated.
Right, and don't forget about providing exceptional customer support. Make it easy for them to get in touch with you, whether it's through live chat, email, or phone, and make sure your support team is equipped to handle those inquiries quickly and efficiently.
Because nothing ruins a positive experience faster than terrible customer service.
Exactly. And now we come to the final stage, loyalty. This is where we turn those one-time buyers into repeat customers and brand advocates.
This is the holy grail, right?
Right.
Creating those raving fans who love your brand and tell everyone they know about it.
It's the ultimate goal, and it all comes down to nurturing those relationships, making customers feel like they're part of something special. Think loyalty programs, personalized recommendations, exclusive offers, and creating a sense of community around your brand.
So it's not just about transactions, it's about building a lasting connection.
Exactly. Now, before we move on to the next part of our deep dive, I want to remind everyone that Growth Suite can be a game changer when it comes to optimizing your customer journey. Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store. Test it for free on your Shopify store. Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free. They offer a powerful suite of tools that can help you attract new customers, increase conversions, and build those lasting relationships that drive sustainable growth.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground here, but we're just getting started. In the next part of our deep dive, we're going to get even more practical, talking about how to actually create a customer journey map for your own Shopify store. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Welcome back to Conversion Bible.
All right, so we've laid the groundwork. We understand the why and the stages of the customer journey.
Now let's roll up our sleeves and talk about the how.
Exactly. Because I'm sure many of our listeners are thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but how do I actually put this into practice?
Well, the article we're diving into today, the Shopify Customer Journey Map, a framework for conversion optimization, outlines a clear 5-step process for creating a customer journey map specifically for your Shopify store.
I love a good step-by-step guide. Where do we begin?
The first step, and this is crucial, is defining your customer personas.
Ah, yes, our old friends, the customer personas.
They're more than just friends. They're the foundation of your entire customer journey map.
You can't map a journey if you don't know who's taking it.
Exactly. But this isn't about making assumptions or relying on gut feelings.
We need data, hard evidence.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And luckily, as Shopify store owners, we have access to a treasure trove of data.
Our Shopify Analytics dashboard is like a gold mine of customer insights.
It can tell you everything from demographics and purchase history to browsing behavior and device preferences.
So we can see who our customers are, what they're buying, how they're finding us, and how they're interacting with our store.
And don't forget about those other valuable data sources: customer surveys, feedback forms, support tickets, even social media interactions.
It's like putting together a puzzle, piecing together all these clues to create a clear picture of our ideal customer.
And once you have that clear picture, you can start to segment your audience into distinct personas.
So maybe we have Sarah, the savvy shopper, who's all about finding the best deals and doing her research.
And then there's Mike, the mobile maven, who's always on the go and expects a seamless mobile experience.
And maybe Emily, the eco-conscious enthusiast who prioritizes sustainability and ethical sourcing.
By defining these personas, you can start to understand their motivations, their pain points, and their expectations at each stage of the journey.
So step 1, customer personas. Check. What's next on our journey mapping adventure?
Step 2 is all about identifying the touch points.
Touch points. Sounds a bit technical.
It's actually quite simple. Touch points are every single interaction a customer has with your brand, both online and offline.
So we're talking about everything from visiting your website and browsing product pages to clicking on ads, reading emails, and even those in-person interactions if you have a brick-and-mortar store.
Exactly. And it's important to consider both the digital and the emotional aspects of these touch points.
So how did they feel when they first landed on your homepage? Were they excited, overwhelmed, confused?
And what about when they received their order? Were they delighted, disappointed, or just meh?
Because those emotional responses can have a huge impact on their overall experience and their likelihood of coming back for more.
Absolutely. So as you're mapping out these touch points, think about the customer's perspective. What are they seeing, doing, thinking, and feeling at each point in the journey?
Okay, so we've got our personas defined, our touch points identified. What's next?
Step 3 is where we bring it all together and start to map the current journey.
So we're literally creating a map, like a visual representation of the customer's experience.
Exactly, and there are different ways to do this. You can use a simple spreadsheet, a flowchart, a storyboard, or even a more sophisticated customer journey mapping software.
The article mentions using different colors and icons to represent different stages, actions, and emotions.
That's a great way to make it visually engaging and easy to understand.
So for each stage of the journey, we're documenting what the customer is doing, what they're thinking, how they're feeling, and what touch points they're interacting with.
And we're also looking for those bottlenecks, those points of friction where customers might get stuck or frustrated.
It's like those moments in a video game where you can't figure out how to get to the next level.
Exactly. And identifying those bottlenecks is crucial because they represent opportunities for improvement.
So step 3 is all about understanding the current state of the customer journey.
And step 4 is where we put on our detective hats and start to diagnose those problem areas.
This is where we identify those pain points and opportunities, right?
Exactly. We're looking for those moments of truth, those critical interactions that make or break the customer experience.
So maybe we notice that a lot of customers are abandoning their carts at the shipping stage.
That could indicate that our shipping costs are too high or that our shipping options aren't clear enough.
Or maybe we see that customers are dropping off after visiting a particular product page.
That might mean our product descriptions aren't compelling enough or our images aren't high quality.
Or maybe we're getting a lot of negative feedback about our return policy.
That's a clear sign that we need to make it more customer friendly.
So step 4 is all about digging deeper, analyzing the data, and figuring out what's working and what's not.
And once we have that understanding, we can move on to the final step, step 5, designing the ideal future journey.
This is where we get to be creative, right? Reimagine the experience and create something truly exceptional.
Exactly. We're taking all those insights we've gathered and using them to craft a vision of the optimized customer journey.
So we're addressing those pain points with concrete solutions, enhancing those positive moments, and streamlining those complex processes.
And we're also thinking about how we can personalize the experience, anticipate customer needs, and create those moments of delight that build lasting loyalty.
So it's not just about fixing what's broken. It's about creating something that goes above and beyond.
And remember, this is an ongoing process. Customer expectations are constantly evolving, and your business is growing.
So you need to revisit your journey maps regularly, gather fresh insights, and continue to optimize the experience.
Now, let's talk about some specific strategies for optimizing each stage of the journey, because the article provides some really valuable tips and examples.
All right, let's break it down, starting with awareness. What are some key things we can do to make sure we're attracting the right customers and making a strong first impression?
Well, we've already touched on the importance of understanding your target audience and crafting targeted messages.
But it's also about being visible in the right places.
Exactly. So think about your SEO strategy. Are you optimizing your website and content for the keywords your target customers are searching for?
And are you using social media effectively? Are you creating engaging content that resonates with your audience and drives traffic to your store?
And don't forget about paid advertising. Are you using platforms like Google Ads and Facebook Ads to reach those potential customers who might not be finding you organically?
And remember, first impressions matter.
Absolutely. So make sure your website is visually appealing, easy to navigate, and loads quickly.
Because no one wants to wait around for a slow website.
And make sure your branding is consistent across all channels.
So whether they're finding you on social media, through a Google search, or directly on your website, they're getting the same cohesive brand experience.
All right, so we've captured their attention. Now, how do we nurture their interest and move them into that consideration stage?
This is when we need to build trust and credibility, right?
Exactly. And we've already talked about the importance of transparency, authenticity, and addressing those common concerns.
So make sure your product descriptions are detailed and compelling. Use high-quality images and videos, and showcase those authentic customer reviews.
And don't be afraid to get a little creative. The article mentions using interactive tools like quizzes and virtual try-ons to engage customers and help them make informed decisions.
Those can be really effective, especially for fashion and beauty brands.
And think about how you can personalize the experience. Can you recommend products based on their browsing history or past purchases?
That can make them feel seen and understood, which is so important for building trust.
All right, so they're considering their options, they're feeling good about your brand. Now, how do we seal the deal and get them to click that add to cart button?
This is the acquisition stage, the moment of truth.
And as we discussed earlier, streamlining that checkout process is paramount.
Make it simple, intuitive, and secure.
Offer multiple payment options, use progress indicators, and minimize those form fields.
And don't forget about those abandoned cart emails.
They can be a lifesaver. Remind customers what they left behind, offer a little incentive to complete the purchase, and provide that extra reassurance they might need.
Okay, so they've made the purchase. They're excited to receive their order. What happens next?
This is where the service stage comes in, and it's often overlooked. But it's so crucial for building loyalty.
Because it's not just about the product, it's about the entire experience.
Exactly. So think about how you can create those positive post-purchase interactions.
Send those timely order confirmations and shipping updates. Provide tracking information and make it easy for customers to contact you if they have questions or concerns.
And think about those little extras that can make a big difference, like a personalized thank you note, a small gift, or even just a beautifully packaged order.
It's those little touches that show you care and that you're going above and beyond.
And finally, we come to the loyalty stage, the ultimate goal of customer journey mapping.
This is where we turn those one-time buyers into lifelong fans.
And it's all about nurturing those relationships and making customers feel valued.
So think loyalty programs, personalized recommendations, exclusive offers, and early access to new products.
And think about how you can create a sense of community around your brand. Can you host events, create a VIP program, or encourage user-generated content?
It's about making them feel like they're part of something special.
Now, before we move on, I want to touch on one more important aspect of customer journey mapping, and that's mobile optimization.
Oh, yes. We can't forget about mobile. It's such a huge part of the e-commerce landscape these days.
Absolutely. In fact, it deserves its own special consideration in your customer journey map.
Because mobile users have different behaviors and expectations than desktop users.
Exactly. They might be browsing on the go, they might have shorter attention spans, and they might be more prone to distractions.
So we need to make sure our mobile experience is just as smooth and enjoyable as our desktop experience.
And that means optimizing our website for mobile, using a responsive design, and making sure our checkout process is mobile-friendly.
And don't forget about those mobile-specific touchpoints like push notifications and SMS messages.
They can be really effective for engaging mobile users and keeping them coming back.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but we're just getting started. In the final part of our deep dive, we'll explore some real-world examples of successful customer journey mapping and discuss some exciting future trends.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Conversion Bible. We've been on quite a journey ourselves, exploring the ins and outs of customer journey mapping for Shopify stores.
Yeah, it's like we've been mapping our own conversation, hitting those key touch points of understanding, strategy, and, well, now inspiration.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And speaking of inspiration, I'm eager to dive into some real-world examples of how other Shopify stores have successfully implemented these strategies.
Well, the article, the Shopify Customer Journey Map, a framework for conversion optimization, has some fantastic case studies that really bring these concepts to life.
One that stood out to me was the fashion boutique that managed to significantly reduce their mobile cart abandonment rate.
Oh, yeah. The classic tale of a clunky checkout process hindering mobile conversions. They were getting a ton of traffic from Instagram, but a whopping 78% of mobile visitors were abandoning their carts before completing a purchase.
It's amazing how such a seemingly small detail can have such a huge impact on, your bottom line.
Right. Their customer journey map revealed that the culprit was their checkout process, which was simply too cumbersome on smaller screens. It was like, a classic bottleneck in the acquisition stage.
So what do they do to address this?
Well, they focused on streamlining the mobile checkout experience. They implemented Apple Pay and Google Pay for one-tap checkout, reduced the number of required form fields, and added a persistent cart summary so customers could easily review their items.
Those were all smart moves, especially for those on-the-go mobile shoppers.
Yeah. And the results were, well, exactly. To address this, they implemented a series of post-purchase emails with helpful usage tips, included little gift samples with first orders to create a delightful surprise, and developed a points-based loyalty program to reward repeat customers.
Those are all fantastic strategies for nurturing those customer relationships and making them feel valued.
It's funny. The results speak for themselves. Their repeat purchase rate jumped from a dismal 15% to a healthy 28%. Their customer lifetime value soared by 42%, and referral sales increased by an impressive 35%.
Those are some serious wins. It really highlights the importance of investing in those post-purchase touch points. It's not just about closing the sale, it's about building a lasting connection.
Absolutely. Now, the article also delves into some industry-specific considerations, which I think is really valuable. For example, in the fashion and apparel industry, size and fit concerns are, well, a major pain point.
Oh, absolutely. We've all been there squinting at those size charts, hoping for the best, right?
Exactly. For fashion retailers, providing detailed sizing guides, offering virtual try-on tools or fit quizzes, and having clear return policies can make a huge difference in building customer confidence and reducing those anxieties.
It's all about minimizing that risk and making the customer feel comfortable with their purchase.
For sure. Now, their article also touches on the unique challenges of selling food and beverage products online, where freshness, shipping speed, and ingredient transparency are, well, paramount.
It's those specific nuances that really make customer journey mapping so powerful.
Yeah.
It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about tailoring the journey to your specific industry and target audience.
Right. Speaking of tailoring, we also need to consider the differences between B2B and B2C customer journeys. B2B transactions often involve longer consideration periods, multiple stakeholders, and different payment needs.
So the more complex sales cycle and the customer journey map needs to reflect that.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought. The future of customer journey mapping is, well, incredibly exciting.
Oh, I'm all ears. Tell me more.
Emerging technologies like AI and machine learning are transforming how we understand and interact with our customers.
So we're talking about AI-powered personalization, predictive analytics, chatbots that provide instant customer support, and even augmented reality experiences that bring products to life.
Exactly. These technologies are allowing us to create hyper-personalized, seamless experiences that truly delight our customers.
It's like having a personal shopper and a mind reader all rolled into one.
Right. And, Shopify is at the forefront of this innovation, constantly rolling out new features and tools that empower merchants to create those exceptional customer journeys.
So it's an exciting time to be a Shopify store owner. The possibilities are endless.
Absolutely. And remember, customer journey mapping is not a one-time project. It's an ongoing process of listening, learning, and adapting.
It's about staying ahead of those evolving customer expectations and continuously striving to create those unforgettable experiences that turn casual shoppers into loyal brand advocates.
Well said. Now, before we sign off, I want to remind everyone about Growth Suite. They offer a powerful suite of tools that can help you optimize every stage of the customer journey, from attracting those first-time visitors to nurturing those loyal brand advocates. Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store. Test it for free on your Shopify store. Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.
It's an invaluable resource for any Shopify merchant who's serious about growth. And as always, we encourage you to dive deeper into the article that inspired this episode, the Shopify Customer Journey Map, a framework for conversion optimization. It's packed with actionable insights and practical advice that you can implement in your own store.
We hope this deep dive has equipped you with the knowledge and inspiration you need to transform your customer journeys and take your Shopify business to new heights.
And as you embark on this exciting journey, remember that putting your customer at the center of everything you do is the key to unlocking sustainable growth and building a brand that truly resonates.
Thanks for joining us on Conversion Bible. Until next time, keep those conversions soaring.